Alrighty then, Successful Indie Author 5-Minute Focus, episode 967, using controversy as a sales technique. I don't recommend that at all. I'm not a fan. And you used to hear the word that all news is good news, all information is good information when it comes to sales, because it gets you exposure. So even bad press is good press. All press is good press. Well, I don't believe that. I've had bad press, and no, it's really bad. So you think it gets people looking at your book, and it may. But are they looking at the book in the right way, or are you trying to manipulate them? Because once they find out they've been manipulated, say you tell everybody you died, and then 2 years later you show back up. That's not good for sales, because it's not going to work out how you want it to work out. Maybe right away because they've been manipulated, but once they find out they've been manipulated, they're going to be angry. And angry people generally don't buy your books. Now, another one is the banning controversy. Hey, my book's banned. Is it really? We have a different definition, because my idea of banned is you cannot get the book no matter what. I remember the old days back in the 70s, there was a book called The Anarchist Cookbook, and it had information on how to build explosives in your own kitchen. Okay, it wasn't banned, but if you bought it, guess what? You made certain lists, and that wasn't a good thing. But you could buy it because it couldn't be completely banned by the government. Now, distributors didn't you couldn't go on Amazon and buy it. But there are other books that they may not be available in your local library, but keep in mind, how many volumes can your local library hold? 10,000, 20,000? I could say my books are banned from the Fairbanks Library because they don't have any. Doesn't have anything to do with being banned. It's just they didn't put them in there. They only have so many on hand. I offered to give them some, but they didn't. They wanted to order them appropriately, and I didn't have the books in Ingram at the time. I put them in later, and they still didn't order them. So anyway, we're my books you can't get from the library here unless people go and request them and say, "Could you get these books?" Different. That's different than being banned. But a lot of people use banned books. You need to buy these. Resist the ban. Well, if you can buy them, they're not banned, are they? Maybe they're not available in a school district. Maybe they're not age appropriate, and that's another thing that is controversial. That the children need to decide for themselves. The adults, the parents, need to be able to decide for their children, and shouldn't be able to decide for other children. Yes, if parents want to buy your book, that's fine for the children. It's their choice. But when it comes to a school, teaching the joys of anal sex to 8-year-olds probably isn't a good technique. It's probably not something that most people would agree with. So it's available. You can get that book, but do you want to give it to 8-year-olds? As a parent, you have that choice. You can do it. But as a school district, they probably aren't going to do that. So that's up to school districts. School boards, they have a lot of authority. So controversy. Oh my God, I've been shouted down. All these people are coming after me. All this stuff is happening. I saw somebody, their house burnt down, and they made a lot of sales. It was good for that, and that wasn't controversy, but it was openly that people were supporting the author whose house burnt down, and they were able to rebuild their house and get their life moving forward again. But sometimes bad things happen. Is it controversy? No, bad press in an odd way, but it wasn't controversy. Controversy, you might see it in the post-apocalyptic genre, where you have conservatives and they're really pushing that, and guns and all the things that might be controversial. So they may lose a certain sect of the political element as readers, but then they gain others. Are there enough conservative readers? Are there enough liberal readers? Are there enough readers of either ilk? And yes, the answer is yes. There's 1 billion readers of English, for Pete's sake. So who are you trying to appeal to? And that's what, is it good controversy? Is it bad controversy? Is it manufactured? And if it's manufactured controversy, oh, my books have been banned, then when you're found out, people aren't going to like it. And a sale today, is it worth it if you lose the sale tomorrow? I suggest that answer is no. Get the sale and get that reader on board to stay on board and read your other stuff. That's where you're really going to win. So the controversy shouldn't be about getting this one book sold. The controversy should be about, have you bought the whole series? What do you think of that series? Don't sell yourself short. If you wrote a good book, then it's a good book. So I throw in one last comment. North Korea negotiating. I worked as an intelligence officer for the Marine Corps for a lot of years. And what North Korea would do is manufacture a controversy. Like, that's an act of war. I can't believe you held this exercise. We hold that exercise every year, but this year it's an act of war. And then they would use that as a negotiating tactic. Well, our people are starving. If you give us 200 ships filled with rice, then we'll step back from war footing that you forced us into. That's North Korea negotiating. Is that what you want to be a part of? I would hope not. So, Kim Jong-il, more power to you, but we're not playing your game. Peace, fellow humans. Oops.